What's up, everybody? It's been a minute. I hope all is well. Just wanted to give you guys an update on our homie Santiago. Remember our friend that wanted to pursue his personal legend, see the world, met a king and a gypsy, then ended up at a crystal shop. The reason why he ended up at the crystal shop is because he got robbed, learned Arabic, made more money than he started with. Yeah, our boy Santiago. Santiago is now headed back to Africa to continue to pursue his personal legend and get that treasure. And he decided to join a caravan. And this caravan is going to go through the desert to help him get to Egypt, but the pit stop will be an oasis. So while now my boy Santiago is headed, he's excited, he's nervous, and he's also self-reflecting. And the self-reflection that he's dealing with is he's starting to understand, like, yo, maybe the earth has a soul. The earth will speak to me if I actually listen. I just need to slow down and really pay attention to the signs, because the signs are there. I just need to pay attention to it and slow down. So he's starting to realize, hey, the earth has a soul, God, the universe, whatever it is. I just need to slow down and pay attention. As long as I just continue to move forward, things will present itself to me that will bring me to my destination. I just need to pay attention. Along this trip on the caravan, he meets some amazing people, because he's not the only one on the caravan. There are families, there are explorers, adventurers, and he meets this one cool Englishman that's trying to figure out how to turn lead into gold. And the only way that he's going to find out about how to turn lead into gold is meeting somebody called an alchemist. So that's why he's headed to where he's headed. So they form a bond and they get cool and they start to talk about things, sharing stories, information, and knowledge. And, all of these cool things. And something that stood out to me that Santiago said, he was just like, hey, back to listening to the soul of the earth. While he was riding these camels, sometimes you would hear the camels make a certain noise or speak. Sometimes it would just be regular chatter conversation that a camel does, but then you would hear a loud screech, a loud noise. Sometimes that would indicate, like, hey, let's slow down, let's take a minute. Or sometimes the sand would be too fine, or sometimes there might be a rock in the way, huge rocks in the way. So instead of stopping, they would have to make a detour. And that was something that was just like kind of resonated with me, because that just reminded me of life, right? Things will definitely get in the way, but that doesn't necessarily mean stop. That might just mean, yeah, take a minute, and then we're just gonna figure out how we pivot. That's my favorite word, pivot. So anyways, they make it to the pit stop, they make it to the oasis, and now they're at the oasis, and the Englishman is wasting no time because he wants to find where this alchemist is. So he brings our boy Santiago with him, and Santiago is asking everybody, and two women that were dressed in all black, they let him know, and their faces were covered. They let him know, like, hey, you can't really be approaching women that have all black and their faces are covered because we're married. So he was like, oh, no disrespect. I didn't mean any disrespect by it. And he meets this one girl that has a white scarf covering her head, but her face is not covered and she's not dressed in all black. And the moment that he locked eyes with this girl, she started smiling and he started smiling. And he couldn't even get the words to come out of his mouth because this woman was so beautiful. And he realized at that moment, he was like, man, the soul of the earth brought me to this woman. So he asked her about this alchemist, and she says, yeah, I know of him, and he's like down the road, so you can go check him out. So they did, and the Englishman ran. And Santiago right then and there knew, he was like, man, this girl that I met at the water well, I know she's the one. And I'm going to keep showing up every day to have conversations with her. Fast forward, the Englishman met the alchemist, and the alchemist said to him, he's like, oh, you're trying to turn lead into gold. Cool, man. Have you done it? And the Englishman was like, no. So the alchemist looked at him and he says, well then, I guess you should go figure out how to do that. Go do that. And the Englishman was taken back. He was like, what? But I guess that's something that the Englishman needed to hear. He was like, hey, I've been practicing and studying for 10 years, and I'm trying to ask somebody how to do it. Maybe I should just put into practice and really do it myself. So that was that for the Englishman. So now my boy Santiago is going to the water well, and he's trying to see Fatima. That was her name, Fatima. And he's just having conversations with Fatima. And he tells Fatima, he's like, hey, I think you're the love of my life. I think I love you. And she was just like, how do you love me? You don't know me. And he continues to tell his stories, his journey from him coming from Portugal, headed to Africa, being robbed, going to Morocco, all of these cool things. And she says to him, she was like, if you really love me and you wanna and you wanna be with me, the only way that can happen is if you continue to pursue your personal legend and get your treasure. If you pursue that legend and get your treasure, then I am the love of your life because you will come back to me. But this journey of yours, that's how it's supposed to play out. Man, if that's not the flyest thing that I've heard in that book, she said, hey, if you really love me, you will pursue your personal legend and get your treasure, and you'll come back to me. Man, that's all I got for you guys today, man. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to have some more updates. I'm sorry for the wait, but yeah, man, let me know what you guys think. Peace.